I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm pissed off right now. And look, y'all know if I get negative, if I get mad over a move that Howie Roseman does, that means the move ain't good. Or at least it don't look very good. Now, maybe Howie knows something that we all don't know. And I'll start that off. That'll be the most positive thing I will say in this episode. Maybe he knows something we don't know. Because I'll give him credit with the Hassan Reddick trade. I thought it wasn't a good move because you were in win now mode and you got a guy that is a sack maestro and you trade him away, but it ended up working out because Hassan Reddick with the Jets was a failure. You ended up getting a second round pick and you get a championship because Nolan Smith has a franchise record 4 sacks in the playoffs. So that's the one positive thing I will say, but F the positive stuff. Let's get to what just happened. So the Eagles traded away C.J. Gardner-Johnson in exchange for Kenyon Green and a pick swap. I got a question. Is it a coincidence that with C.J. Gardner-Johnson in 2022 and 2024, the Eagles went 14-3 in the regular season? Is it a coincidence that with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the Eagles have 2 NFC championships? Is it a coincidence that with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he has 6 picks in 2022. He has 6 picks in 2024. Is it a coincidence that under C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the Eagles have a Super Bowl? No, it ain't. No, it's not. And I'm getting sick and tired of this stupid stuff. I really am. I get getting younger. Yes. I am for not overpaying for Milton Williams, not overpaying for Isaiah Rodgers, not overpaying for Josh Sweat. I get that. Let them get the bag. But that's not something the Eagles can do at this point. I get that. But this is too far. And I'm sorry. I'm not hearing the notion that the Eagles are trying to get younger. You acting like CJ 30 plus years old. He's 27. He's 27 years old. And who would be his replacement? Sidney Brown? Tristan McCullum? Oh, hell no. I'm talking about Tristan McCullum. Sidney Brown, the jury is out. We don't know. I like him. I think he's athletic. That pick 6 against the Cardinals, I believe, in 2023. That was big time. But he's been injured. He was on special teams this year, coming back from injury. So maybe he steps up next season. Maybe they have a lot of belief in Christian Parker and Vic Fangio to get the most out of him. But let's keep it a stack. Howie Roseman isn't making this move in trading away the heart and soul of this defense. I would argue the heart and soul of this city in C.J. Gardner-Johnson because he has so much belief in Sidney Brown. He might like Sidney Brown. He might think Sidney Brown is a starting caliber safety in this league. I think he can be that. But he's not trading C.J. Gardner-Johnson and taking away any depth the Eagles have at safety because he thinks, what, Sidney Brown finna be Kyle Hamilton? What, Sidney Brown about to be Brian Dawkins? I'm trying to figure out, like what is he thinking? But I have something that I've got to say about this because let's be honest, bro. The Eagles aren't trading away CJ because of financial reasons. They're not trading him away because of, we believe in these young guys so much. That's cap. And I'm calling that bogus. It is. Want to know the real reason? And I personally don't care. But it's the only logical explanation. Well, it's not logical, but it is the only explanation I can think of for making this move. For the Eagles to make this move, Howie Roseman or Jeffrey Lurie gotta be annoyed or ticked off by CJ's off-field antics. Again, I don't care. When this man told Travis Kelce, hey, should have stayed with that thick shit. I mean, look, if you ask me, all I'm gonna say is beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Because I know what I would do. I know what I would do. But hey, I'm not mad at CJ. I'm not mad at CJ. And I damn near might agree. Maybe they didn't like when he was saying he had that sweatshirt and it said super. He said Swifties can like, hey, bro, they was trolling his mom. You feel me? He had the pop and he just won the ball. You feel me? And then more recently, Darius Slay is going to name everybody else. He's going to mention veterans that are not on the team and saying they can be leaders. I'd be pissed off too. So is CJ perfect? I get that maybe some people don't like the off-field antics. I personally think it's amusing. I personally think that it's very Philly. I personally think that, hey, if you go out there and ball on the field, you can do whatever you want off the field as long as you're not harming anybody, right? So that's what it is there. But I don't believe the Eagles are out here trading CJ Gardner Johnson simply because of financial reasons, because they still have to absorb the contract of Kenyon Green. So it's not like they're saving so much bread. It's not like they're trading CJ away and they're getting back like 8, 9, 10 million from the. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they're freeing up that much cap space, at least for 2025. Now, if they're looking for the future, potentially, but like CJ is a guy that you simply don't give up on your team. He's like PJ Tucker. He's like Draymond Green. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And if you're telling me that it's because of financial reasons, well, hell, if it's for financial reasons, Howie, you gave Bryce No Huff $50 million. If you ain't give him that bag, you could give some of that to CJ, who has balled out every year in Philly. It's a two-way street. CJ needs Philly, and Philly has shown they need him. That's a fact. I saw in that Commanders game, as soon as CJ got ejected and we had to rely on Tristan McCullum, we were cooked. This boy, Jaden Daniels, locked up the Rookie of the Year that game. He had 5 touchdowns, and they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. We obviously missed CJ in that game, and hell, I was pissed off that he got ejected because I was like, we need you. You're a valuable piece. So I'm just so flustered. I don't get this stuff. It makes no sense to me, and it really, really pissed me off. It really pissed me off. And I think it's fair to say Howie Roseman is tripping with this trade. Has Howie done amazing things for this organization? Yes. Should they give him a statue when he retires and all that stuff? Yes. Amazing. He's a guy that turned around the Eagles after Chip Kelly destroyed the Eagles. And he deserves all the credit for that. And after the Eagles essentially had to rebuild after winning the Bowl in 2018, They rebuilt, and Howie was batting 1,000 in the 2021 draft, 2022 draft, 2023 draft, and of course the 2024 draft. So again, Howie Roseman gets credit, but we can also criticize him and say you gotta chill a little bit with this talk of getting younger players. I agree with getting younger players, but I don't think 27 years old for a safety is old. I don't think that's old. CJ in the prime of his career right now. And since that bye week, he was one of the best safeties in the freaking league. He was. He was dominant. He showed up. All he had to do was get his feet under him, and you saw the results. That duo of CJ and Reed was a thing of beauty. It really was. So now we're at a point that it's like, all right, like we got to put all our eggs into Reed Blankenship and put all our eggs into Sidney Brown. This is nothing against Sidney Brown. It's just saying I have more belief in CJ Gardner Johnson because I've seen it in 2 seasons, the production that he has brought to the Eagles and what it's meant to this team. Again, 14-3 records in both of those seasons, Super Bowl appearance and 1 Super Bowl championship. We see the results right here. And I know that fans get emotional over players, and there were fans emotional over Milton Williams leaving and Josh Sweat leaving. And those are more reasonable in terms of like the Eagles just can't pay him that. They just can't pay Milton $21 million a year. They just can't do that stuff. They can't give Josh Sweat $40 million fully guaranteed. They can't do that. But with CJ, it wasn't like he was on this crazy contract that, again, I said earlier, like you had to go ahead and trade him because if you didn't trade him, it would be such a bad cap hit and all this stuff. Like it wasn't that, bro. That's why I'm thinking that it's the off-field stuff. Now I'm gonna shortly get to Kenyon Green. Do I think Kenyon Green can revitalize his career in Philly? For sure. For sure. Jeff Stoutland is the best offensive line coach in the game. It's not even close. And we saw what he did with Mekhi Becton. And I'm pretty sure a guy in Kenyon Green who was injury prone like Mekhi Becton, if he just gets healthy and is receptive to good coaching, and it's in an environment with Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, and Lane Johnson, he will flourish. But the Eagles already have depth in their offensive line. Tyler Steen, Trevor Keegan to a lesser extent. But it's like, you not trading away CJ, bruh, because you got to make this offensive line so deep. Like, you feel me? Like, if you really want to make the offensive line deep, then you go out there and trade one of these picks. I mean, you got all these compensatory picks. Trade one of them. Or like trade your 4th round pick and just keep that the compensatory pick. Look, bruh, time will tell, but this not a good move, bruh. And I stand by that. Like how Scott do all that jazz. This is my instant reaction to the Eagles letting go, trading away, saying good riddance to CJ Gardner Johnson. It makes me freaking sick. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Man, out.